boy. I'm sitting there when I'm walking around the way I feel, and I'm like, must be extremists that do fasting. Yeah. What's the whole deal with fasting? You know, Jesus, it's in there in the Lord's Prayer. You know, when you fast, don't Oh me, God, I've been fasting on lots of things for years, my whole life. You know, certain things, that I like. I don't go to the bar and look for girls to have sex with because, I don't glutton on things because I know it'll make me sick. I try to keep a good diet. I try to keep, I try to do a good exercise. There's a lot of things I've tried to do really good, but the experts, always trying to be the best, they're horrible human beings. They can't admit to themselves, forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal faithful peace. Okay, do that first. Then, whatever you perceive as expertise that helps people, what's happening? I'm sick, I'm doing this. Well, don't do that, right? Then it'll just be literally just good expertise and good advice. It won't be a profession. We need money for sex. I understand. Okay, so you need money to sexually procreate because people, the original sin is not sex. Original sin is bastardizing the glory of God to here. And then my seed will take over the planet because I am the God of the world and these are my descendants, right? That's original sin. It's not sex. Sex isn't bad. Okay. Trying to replace God with your ego is bad. Okay. But sex is as good or as bad as you make it. Okay. But when you try to replace the infinite glory of God with your ego, it's always bad. Right? That's sin. Okay. But sex isn't sin. Okay. There was a girl, there was a boy. If they'd had met, they would have shared a life of joy. The only way we have life through our children is sex. Okay. So sex is not bad. What you do with sex, if you try to replace infinite glory and you covet and you rape and you murder and you kill it, then sex isn't bad. You are bad. All right? Sex with the right woman and the right man it's a baby, that's good. Man and woman had a little baby, yes they did. They got 3 in the family, that's magic number, right? So somewhere in the ancient mystic Trinity, you got 3, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Mother, daughter, Holy Spirit. Males are egos that have egocentric original sin, replacing God with their ego. Jesus is God. No. Jesus is a faithful Father who gives you faith in infinite glory. He's not Kaiser, neither a Pharaoh be. Stop being such an asshole. Women do it too. You know how many women tell me Jesus is God and I'm not good enough to be her God? It's like, I don't want to be your God because I'm not insane. But God is omniscient and omnipotent. And then, you know that your alter ego is not God. So stop doing that. That's original sin. I was born an original sinner. I was born an original sin. Yes, because she's making money to sing. Okay? How many times I got to tell you that you got to tell me that I got to tell you that this boat is sinking? This boat is sinking. Why? Yeah, my wife, Steffi, she goes, that's about me and you. I was like, what? Yeah, that song's about me and you. So, okay, so I'm the one, that you do all these things and the words are falling from, and I'm like, so I'm the selfish one in the song and you're unselfish. And yeah, she used to do that to me with a lot of stuff. And I'd be like sitting there and shit, but then I would believe it. I would sit there and go, oh my gosh, I made her feel like this. And I'm such a horrible person. I'm so horrible. And then I'd go home and what the fuck? She's the one she took all my money. She went to the bars and screwed around. She comes and tells me, she goes and takes all of mine and Patrick's money, goes to the bar, screws around, sits there and says, I'm just jealous because she's had more sex with more women in the last year than I've had my whole life. And I sit there, don't do that, baby. And I would be real nice and tell her, there's something wrong here and you got to feel it and see it to see what you're doing and how it affects our son. He sits and cries. Why would she rather go have sex with these crazy fucking women at the bar than spend time with me, Dad? Why doesn't she want to be with you? She wants to go to the bar and have sex with crazy women. So I'm okay with that. I don't want to be a her. Okay, so, no. I want a woman that wants to stay home with you, son. Okay. I don't want to go to the bar and have sex with crazy people. She does. Why? I don't know. Okay. Don't ask me, ask Marie. She's the one who wanted to be free. I don't know, and that's not free. Freedom is living the Lord's Prayer. So if you're not living the Lord's Prayer, you're going to sing songs that, okay, what were you talking about? I don't know. It's still so close to my heart. How two people so close together could be so far apart. Are we living the Lord's Prayer? There you go. I know why. She said goodbye. So if you just know, don't ask Marie, ask Girlie. I'll tell you why. We're not living the Lord's Prayer. Hey guys, you're living the Lord's Prayer, and you get together with somebody that sits there and says, I believe like you do. And then they go out and do wackadoodle things. That's not, I'm stoic, and you hurt your own feelings. I'm not doing it. You're screwing around, and you said you wouldn't. Okay, I'm okay. I can, How many times I got to tell you, the job to tell you that your boat is sinking. I'm out of here. So you just, I'm gone. I'm a grown man. Yes, I am. I think it does hurt, least of all, George Jones. It does hurt when somebody lies to you and they appear very sincere. It's like me and Kimberly Armstrong used to talk about. She sits there and she goes, oh, these guys are jerks. And I was like, no, you just got better. They've always been a duck. And what's a duck looks like a duck. You just got better, before, they all have it written on their forehead. Think of my dick asshole. I'm on a television show for a thing called Love for Money and Sex, right? They you see them coming a mile away. But at first you can't. You're naive. They come up and people tell me that you really know the right things to say, especially when you're trying to get your way. Gonna be careful, gotta be smart, gotta look out for me. He's different than anyone I know. Body's supreme. Headroom, bedroom's eyes, head bent to the side. Please don't be so mean. Oh, baby, I think I love you so much. Lost in emotion. Apology not accepted. Add me to the broken hearts that you collected. I'll cry it out, right? So it's a lot of those experiences will be greatly curtailed and limited to a few sad songs, And Papa Top, again, really, you're going to kill your brain cells because you had sex with an asshole who lied to you and you trusted them. So now you're going to go kill your brain cells because somebody else is an asshole and you didn't want to be an asshole, but you got taken in by bright lights, big city, going to my baby's head. It wasn't God who made honky-tonk angels. Right? Do you understand? It's not God that makes honky-tonk angels. It's a choice to be an original sin and replace the infinite glory of God with, but now, my seed. My son will rule the world. My son will be unsex me now. Lady Macbeth and her offspring will be the great kings of the kings and the Lord of lords. King of kings and Lord of lords. Why is the king of kings and Lord of lords the king of kings, Lord of lords? Because he's humble, because he has faith in omnipotent God and hasn't resigned God to a prison cell. Hi. This is the Tizzer Tell. You look, sit very still. If you want to get to God, give the master the nod. It'll be $100 a year for your card at the God. To that guy, rah rah. The God man's in Minneapolis. Harold Klemp. Harold Klemp is the God man. Okay, we're all given life by the glory of God, right? So what makes Harold Klemp, be? Oh, original sin. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so I explain things simply. Einstein would totally dig me. He's like, he's different than Krishnamurti, but he's like Krishnamurti. He's different than Suzuki, but he's like Suzuki. But the stupidest, batshit, distracted motherfucker watching Pirates of Dark Water and ordering big plastic cases of Cheetos that his ferret is going to hide in the couch while he's playing video games can understand this guy and pull his head out of his Cheeto bucket. I know. Put the bottle down, okay? I like Jim Ed Brown too. Okay. Don't you? I love that song. Gabe loves it. I think the original one he heard was Alan Jackson. But my dad's old country. I love Jim Ed Brown. Jim Ed Brown's one of my favorites. He's, oh my gosh. Way out here, send me the pillow that you dream on. So darling. And the people should just revisit it and go, wow, they did. Look at the orchestration on this. This is wonderful. You don't have to do reactions, like, share, and subscribe so I can pay my extortion because I'm an idiot. Just sit there and go, have a barn dance. This is the Browns. What's his name? Jim Ed. Oh my gosh. The orchestras back then, I had musicians that, they got paid make-believe money to pay their extortion to live here, but they had to get really good at it if they wanted to make enough money to pay their extortion. So here's the good musicians. Okay. It's like, what's the other one? Do 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 do. When I see the peaches blossom, I'll regret I said goodbye. I'll remember cherry kisses and I'll cry, but I can't go on pretending that our love is never ending. For you can't be loved unless you want to be. Do do do. Everybody else love Jim Ed Brown? No. It's just me and Andrew Womack, huh? He's really good. Oh my gosh. I was a kid, I loved the Browns. I was like, my favorite, of course, was when you were a little boy. It's, the Three Bells. There's a village hidden deep in the valley beneath it. It's a total limerick. It is, but it's really sweet and well intended. It really is. Beneath the pine trees half forlorn, and they're, on its way to heaven. It's like, stop possessive pronoun omniscience, because you'll do crazy things and say crazy things in front of people, and they'll want to choke you. What? So if I believe your head is God, my brother went to a make-believe place where you're treated like royalty and all these assholes that will mass murder each other over money and have other people clean their toilet for a paycheck. Right. Okay, you might want to leave because I'm an agnostic atheist with a fucked up attitude. I'm Pat Tillman's brother and I don't want to hear it. Right? And so what he did when the people said, no, Pat's dead. And he's true, right. Patrick Tillman, the body that was the temple for that soul of that agnostic atheist because he didn't buy the bullshit and didn't believe anything real because it was all bullshit, got his head fucking blown off because people were mass murdering each other over money and no one was living the Lord's Prayer. Philanthropy sucks. Repeat after me. Philanthropy sucks. Kindness with money. You made that shit up. You know that, right? Okay. Original sin. I was born an original sinner. Why? I don't worry about offending anybody. I've been offended on way more. If anybody, when I make these videos and they watch me, he offended on, okay, how much more have you offended on me than I've ever offended on you? Okay. Have you ever paid my extortion on planet Earth? Okay, I paid yours. Why your mom went to the bar and fucked other people and then laughed at me about it because they said I was jealous because I couldn't do it. And I got offered more sex than they went looking for and turned it down because I would tell the women, no, my wife will make our life miserable by abusing the children through the courts with money. And so who have I offended on? What person walking around with their head on sideways, walking sideways, talking sideways, have I offended on? You tell me which person I have heinously offended on and need to apologize to, and I will do so. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and stand up for the Lord's Prayer, or don't bitch at me because I don't want to fucking hear your bitching because I'm tired of people acting like bitches because I told my mom when I was a little kid, all the guys that act like bitches will try to kill you if you try to tell them how to be a man. I'm going to tell them how to be a man, and I'm going to be a man. And if you don't think I'm being a man, you go pay your fucking extortion and then go to the bar and get drunk and fuck. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay? I never spent one night going out in the bar, getting drunk, looking for women to fuck and neglect you or abuse you or give you to babysitters and pay them money to sexually abuse you. Okay? Don't you ever cross me. Male, female, I don't care if you're, as soon as you can understand what the fuck I'm talking about, and if your parents let you watch YouTube unfiltered when you're 13, you better understand every word I just fucking said and go over to the asshole that says there's something wrong with that man and tell him, why the fuck aren't you like him, you fucking asshole? You're a pervert. You're the scientist pervert that were abusing my sister Natalie in Sierra Vista. You're a fucking pervert. Yorgav, if you think you love NASA, your head is so far up your ass, you'll never be able to find it. God, you're a dick. And I used to call you Dad. No, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. is Crum Yorga's dad because I made sure he wasn't aborted and made sure he was born healthy. That's what dads do. Like Joseph with Jesus, not like Caiaphas and Herod. Hunt down that baby and kill him. He's going to destroy my legacy. I won't be able to use money to mass murder and feel powerful bombing people because I'm an idiot on TV talking in front of children because it's on the news. And the news doesn't have a little warning. This is content that doesn't do that. No, grandma's sitting there, it's on, boom, there they go. Who's that? That's our president. I voted for that asshole. Who's that? That's one of his hired thugs that mass murders people for oil companies so you can grow up to be an idiot like them while I send you up to school, teach you how to fight, to be nobody's fool. Oh, what a lonely boy. Oh, what a lonely boy, right? So don't anybody come to this channel thinking that you're looking for an apology from me. And I'm not even looking for an apology from you. I just want you to have the balls and the kindness and the intestinal fortitude to stand up for the Lord's Prayer for everybody. And if you can't do that, I don't know how the fuck you're going to apologize to yourself, right? Your eyes are watching the world be abused, thinking that you're watching God. All right? And your mama can't do it for you. Your daddy can't do it for you. You got to do it for themselves. Eliminate original sin and have faith. I'll reach out my hand to you. When you have faith, I'll trust in all that you try to do. Try to do, because we're human beings. You might make a mistake, and I'm not going to sit there and be, you did this to me, and that really hurt my feelings. Now I'm sensitive, I'm going to rip your nuts off. Okay. I understand, but this has to stop. And there has to be a time in people's lives. There comes a time in every man's life when he needs a little proof. So show me something different, something I ain't never seen before. This time, instead of getting up and going to the whorehouse, just get up and close the door. Stay here. We'll watch a movie. We'll talk. We'll hang out. But you know, I love you. Oh, I love you. The dollar sign doesn't keep us apart. And it's not like from fairy tales. Once you're living the Lord's Prayer, all the fairy tales from Grimm are gone. Same with Mandy and Grimm and Mandy and whatever. I don't know. Fucking crazy ass cartoons on Cartoon Network. Johnny Bravo. That was one of Patrick's favorites. Johnny Bravo. What was the other one that he liked so much? I don't remember. He was really into Pokemon. Yeah. He could go through all the things of Pokemon to ad nauseum. He could tell you everything and all there is. Okay, you'd sit and listen. Okay. Yeah. I knew it all, but I didn't read. I knew just about every guy in Xander Hollander's NBA basketball. He's 6'3", 185. Went to school at Minnesota. Was born in Van Buren, New York. Was born October. I could just about everybody that I was. Some guys I kind of knew. Other guys that if it was Ray Williams and Gus, then I knew. Okay. And so I could tell you Eddie Johnson, 6'2", 185. Went to school. John Drew. Where'd John Drew go to school at again? I can't remember. He got banned for life. I know. For cocaine. John Drew. Did he go to Gardner-Webb? Or was it Winston-Salem State? I can't remember. 6'6", 200 pounds. Small forward. Atlanta Hawks. Dan Roundfield. Central Michigan. 6'8", 215. Okay. Wayne Tree Rollins. 7'2", 230. Clemson. They had TNT. Where did Armand Hill go to? He went to an Ivy League school, didn't he? Armand Hill, 6'4", 190. Eddie Johnson was 6'2", 185, 190, something like that. I can't remember. I forgot where Eddie went to school. Frank was his brother. I also forgot. No, Frank went to Wake Forest, right? I think. He was an inch shorter. I knew lots. I still can, if you sit me down. Okay. Wes Unseld, 6'7", 245, Louisville. Elvin Hayes, 6'9", 235, Houston. Bobby Dandridge, 6'5", 205. And damn, I forgot Bobby's college. Some of the guys, I forgot their colleges. Okay. The Sonics? No. Wally Walker, 6'7", 200, University of Virginia, right? Jack Sikma, Illinois Wesleyan, 6'11", 235. Lonnie Shelton, 6'8", 245, Oregon State. High hurdles champion, California State champion, senior in high school. Yes, sir. Okay. What else? John Johnson, 6'7", 200, Iowa. Freddie Brown, 6'3", 185, Iowa. Dennis Johnson, 6'4", 185, Pepperdine. Gus Williams, 6'2", 175, USC. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I forgot Dick Snyder's school. Shit. Did Paul Silas go to Kansas? 6'7", 235. I think he went to Kansas. Because I kind of, and so I'm trying to remember. Now, who else was on that team? Dennis Autry, but I forgot where Dennis went to school. Damn. And the other guy, Hassett, Bill Hassett, I forgot where he went to school too. He was 6'5", 190. I'm trying to think who else. Trying to remember my Sonics. Yeah, but yeah, they're you know, Mom, we had the book from Mom saying, you know, so there are a lot of things that, you know, people, oh, that's just meaningless nonsense and stuff like that. At the time, it wasn't to me. No, it was my trying to survive hell and get through hell. Because he just told me when I was a little kid, you know, you're going to be the one to help me stop it. That's scary, Jesus. I'm only 8 years old. You're not going to be a little boy forever. Okay, but on the way to getting there, can I pay attention to basketball and Lola Falana? And yeah, okay. Try to have a relationship? You're going to try. Shut up, Jesus. No, he knew my life was going to be absolute torture. He kind of like, you know, he always does. He's a real sweetheart about it, you know. So Suzuki, they're just, you know, just keep going, Earl. Just keep going. And they always tell me that too. You're going to tell me when it gets better. You're living it. And all these people. No, Jesus is not an omniscient, omnipotent God. Suzuki's not either. He's just helping me in meditation survive this because he knows how difficult and how disgusting that they're going to get more disgusting than they were during his time. Same with Haile Selassie. Same with Judah Krishnamurti. Okay, it's going to be so hard on this kid. They're going to be so shitty to him that it's like an inconceivable. And I know what the word means. And you see what I'm saying? Immaculate conception. Yeah, so it's really hard. And so, you know, and that's why I tell people, you know, I'm stronger than the people that abuse me, and I'm better than the people who ignore me. And if you don't believe that, you think the Tizzer Till is the window. There's a door upon your forehead, and it opens inwardly. If you want to get to God, give the master the nod. You can sit very still, look into the Tizzer Till. And then when people hear that, they're just stupid. It's like the same fucking batshit fucking crazy shit you believe in. If God wants it to happen, it shall. Okay. God? What the hell's wrong with you with the whole fucking Holocaust and Middle Passage thing? The human trafficking in Mexico? Hated it. Okay. You're just an asshole. If God wants it to happen, no. Okay. You're given life by infinite glory. What you want to happen, happens. It's called free will, asshole. I just ripped off your head and spit down the slimy hole. I just kicked your ass into a mold butthole and splashed it dry. Mister, you just brought a knife to a gunfight. Goliath, I happen to be David. The descendant, yeah, the line of King David through Roostline. Line. Grandma Kramer's boy. Grandson. Mary Poop's boy. If you want to get to God, give the master the nod. You can sit very still, look at it. Yeah, the time when I said that, I said she was Creole. No, she was Cajun. Cajun is the white folks. Creole is the yellow folks. Creole is half black, half white. What do y'all call black folks that you know that speak French and are they ain't Creole? Is they Cajun? Maybe they's Cajun. Why is Creole Creole? Why can't it all just be Cajun? Why y'all make up Creole? Why'd y'all make up Cajun? I'm just kidding around. I understand Cajun. It's a culture. It's a Louisiana culture of people that have been, you know, they like lots of cayenne pepper and the chili peppers, and they like a lot of spice in their cooking. So I also, you know, can understand it gets along with lots of people from the Cajun and Creole cultures, because, you know, I was from the American Southwest, where we's kind of similar. Nobody knows what we're talking about. Hey, I said, what's up? Hey, man. Hey, Guay, BG Guay, what are you doing? Don't do that. Hey, what are you talking about? I don't know. It's kind of like Spanglish. It's a mixture of this and that and this and that and that and what we ever want it to mean. Yeah? Oh, 6'7". Okay. I don't care what they're talking about. All I care about is people living the Lord's Prayer worldwide. Then if they say something stupid, there's like, what does that mean? It means we're trying to be, you know, I don't know. Because it's the whole thing. If you're being denied a truthful existence, you're going to do things irrationally. If you're being given a truthful existence from cradle to grave, you're going to do a lot more things that make sense, and you're going to do a lot less things that don't make no sense. So most y'all, you ain't make no sense at all. I sit and watch all you motherfuckers. It's just crazy. Okay. It's all good. And I'm not a genius, no, because geniuses try to outsmart everybody with technology and money. Me, I'm humble enough to know I don't ever want to be a fucking genius in my life. I know a lot of people, that's genius, that's brilliant. Faithful love is brilliant, but please don't label it genius. I don't want to build anything to manipulate everybody with money. Thank you, I love you too. Okay, have a nice day. But faith is brilliant. Genius? No, I'm not trying to outsmart anybody. Okay. Truth is evident and a lie is obvious. Okay. So I'm obviously not a genius. There you go. Okay. But it's evident that I'm humble. Even if the only people that don't think I'm humble are either geniuses or aspiring to be one. Right, there you go. Buy my book. It's the best philosophy of science ever. Okay, hey Carl Jung, please shut up. Who's the real Carl Jung? Who's Carl Jung? Will you please shut up? Please shut up. Oh, fuck, they're going to quote him again. Why did they quote that guy? And then he says all the things. If you want to be this and that, it's like, look at you. You know, are you tortured to death by people that maybe he is? Maybe that's why he looks so bad and gives all this advice to look and feel good. How can you look so bad and give all this advice to look and feel good? Now, I could give advice to look and feel good if I wasn't abused by all the geniuses that want to make me look bad, but you know what I'm saying? Back when, you know, when I started making these in Sierra Vista, I was like, damn, he looked good. Yeah, especially for somebody that's been abused as heinously as I've been abused my whole life. Yeah, okay. And now, if I don't look good to you, it's because you're a genius's pervert or a pervert genius, whichever came first, chicken or the egg. Okay. You're funny, I know. Okay, guys, so let's let this one up. I gotta go fold and put away my clothes, and then I'm gonna find something to snack on. Dad, we gotta go. I gotta go to the store tomorrow, so I gotta do some shopping, and then yeah, tomorrow's gonna be cool. So I'll get up and finish the air conditioner too, and then what? Just keep up on my chores, and survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. It'd be real nice if some of you famous assholes could stand up for Lord's Predator and crush your technology. But if you can't do that, I'll do it because I'm gorgeous. I know. You're a jealous genius. I get it. I love you. Peace out.